Hi, this is Chancellor May and Lachelle with our Thursday Thoughts. We thought we would just read some of the questions that you've been asking us and try to answer those questions. So the first question today is, do you have more free time now that we're all sheltering in place, or are you busier than ever? What do you think?
Oh, we definitely have more free time. Well, the thing that gives us more time now is that we're not traveling as much.
Yeah.
Far less lunches, dinners, breakfasts, events. But I mean, we're still busy during the day. But I would say for me, it's the evening events and the travel.
Yeah.
What about for you?
No, that's exactly right. We don't have any events because we're sheltering in place. And a lot of our time during normal times is we're hosting or attending events in the evenings and on weekends. So now it's just kind of our day-to-day 9 to 5 meetings, which are now all Zoom meetings for me and phone calls. So that's pretty much what we do. Lachelle and I have our calls. Our daughter Simone is with us, so she's on calls, and we're all sort of disturbing each other and competing for time on Zoom and on the phone with our various calls and meetings, and that's all we're doing. Next question. How are you keeping yourself occupied in the free time that you do have? So what are we doing with our free time?
Well, for me, I'm improving or reestablishing my cooking skills.
True.
I've had to cook more now in the last 5 weeks than I have in probably 15 years.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing with my free time.
And again, that's because we don't have events where usually that's where we get fed. And actually, I was on what I was calling the Chancellor diet, which means I would go to a reception or some event and people would talk to me, so I would never get to eat. And then I would come home and say, Lachelle, is there any food? Did you cook? Well, I thought you were going to eat at the event. So I lost a few pounds on that Chancellor diet. But now, luckily, we're eating and cooking at home and enjoying each other. I would also say, we're catching up on Netflix shows and we're exercising still. And that's how we're using our free time, which is related to the next question, which says, how do you recharge when you're feeling burnt out? How about you?
Always exercise.
I think exercise.
I always recharge with exercise. And rekindling time with your family helps a lot, because you can be all too consumed with school or work and you forget, let me just talk to my grandmother or my mother.
Yeah.
So it's good to do that. Reach out to family. And I'm sure people right now are reaching out to their family members more than ever during this time. But it's good to do. I'm happy that in a way this is a good thing, that you can use that time to talk to family members and catch up.
Yeah, I agree. I think, first of all, exercise. I like to exercise in the morning when I get up. I usually work out around 6 a.m. and it gives me energy for the rest of the day. So that helps me stay charged for the day. I'll echo what Lachelle said about family time, and again, mentioning that our daughter's here, so we're able to sit down to family dinner every night, which is, we haven't been able to do that in years because none of us has anywhere to go. So we enjoy talking with each other and catching up, and that's been fun. So so in a way, it's there's a silver lining in all of this. Last question is, what have you guys been doing in quarantine to stay sane? You're assuming that I'm sane.
The Chancellor's having a hard time lacking the ability to work very hard. But we had Trivial Pursuit night. That was fun.
We played Trivial Pursuit, and
you beat Simone and I together.
Me against Simone and Lachelle. You can guess whether that's a fair test or not. I think not. Actually, I'm pretty good at Trivial Pursuit. Chancellors have all sorts of useless information in our heads, and when Trivial Pursuit comes around, it finds some use. But that was fun. We stay sane by just supporting each other, and I think that's the most important thing that anyone can do during this time, is to support each other and try to make sure you're there for one another. So let's all do that, Aggies, and we'll see you next week. Go Ags.
Go Ags.